they are somehow responsible, at least somewhat, for Donald Trump getting back into the White House, because they could have called for Joe Biden to step down and let somebody else run against Kamala Harris. Maybe she would have run a better campaign if she had more time.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with magazine editor David Mark. David, Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois announced this week that he is retiring and not seeking re-election in 2026. What is the significance of this announcement?
Yeah, Durbin is the second highest ranking Democrat. He's the minority whip. He's been majority whip a couple of times. Most importantly, in this realm, he's 80 years old. He has been in Congress since 1983. He was first in the House for 14 years, and then in 1996 was elected to the Senate. So he is a Capitol Hill veteran. It doesn't seem like he's going exactly voluntarily. It seems like he's maybe feeling a little pressure from his own party. He hasn't said that explicitly, but a lot of Democrats of all age ranges are sort of suggesting, not so subtly, more than suggesting, demanding actually outright, that their leaders on the, shall we say, the more senior side step down and make room for some new blood coming in.
Yeah, some of those tensions are playing out at the DNC right now, where you have the young vice chair, activist David Hogg, saying he's going to throw the money of a group he co-founded behind primary challenges to older and less effective incumbents, and the DNC having a conniption over this. What do you make of that struggle?
This is something that's been bubbling up for a long time. For years, the House Democratic leadership was basically in age 70s and 80s when you had Nancy Pelosi as House Speaker, a minority leader, Steny Hoyer of Maryland, Jim Clyburn of South Carolina. All of them are still there. They're all in their early to mid 80s at this point. And a lot of other lawmakers just left the House. They either ran for Senate or governor or just quit politics because there was no room to move up anymore. So this is something that really rankles Democrats. It's a real internal struggle from them. Having somebody like David Hogg, who's already a pretty controversial figure, just kind of gets right at that scab even more.
Senator Elizabeth Warren went kind of viral this week when she struggled on a podcast to answer why she said Joe Biden was sharp up until the debate.
You think he was as sharp as you?
I said I had not seen decline. And I hadn't at that point.
You did not see any decline from 2024 Joe Biden to 2021 Joe Biden?
Not when I said that.
Senator, on his feet is not praise. He can speak in sentences is not praise.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Do Democrats need to have better answers to questions about Joe Biden's age to regain their credibility after almost all of them, to a man, defended Joe Biden's cognitive abilities until they couldn't anymor?
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch that clip because Senator Warren was going along talking about financial services issues, her main normal issues, and she was asked very respectfully by the podcaster about her suggestion that then President Biden was doing just fine right before that disastrous debate with Donald Trump. She didn't really have a good answer for it. She ended up giving a rather lawyerly answer. She paused, thought about it, gave some very technical language. But to answer your question, yes, every Democrat in Congress is going to have some answer. The undercurrent to that is that they are somehow responsible, at least somewhat, for Donald Trump getting back into the White House, because they could have called for Joe Biden to step down and let somebody else run against Kamala Harris. Maybe she would have run a better campaign if she had more time. Who knows? But the undercurrent there is that Democrats at least bear some responsibility for Trump's return.
Well, David, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You can get more writing from David and the rest of the political team at washingtonexaminer.com.